She describes them in religious terms, but not the good religion, not in the bright, light, heavenly terms. She describes it in hellish terms.
This could not be more diabolical. And I think that Democrats need to be absolutely clear at the federal level in this fight with McConnell and Trump, but also in the Senate races, that any vote for any Republican is literally a vote to cost you money, to make your health care more expensive, and maybe to eliminate the possibility you'll be able to afford it at all.
Anyone else notice how happy Hillary Clinton looked when she said the word diabolical? She goes, yes, it's really, oh, it's diabolical. Oh, she's sort of stirring whatever is in her cauldron. Yeah, Hillary Clinton certainly gets a thrill by that word diabolical. But diabolical is a good word to use, not for what the Republicans are doing, but for what the Democrats are doing. You don't need to take my word for it. Take the word of the Huffington Post. Woman writing for the Huffington Post, Jamie Smith, writes, "The death of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg pushed me to join the Satanic Temple." It's real. There's a picture of like Baphomet or something, some kind of satanic symbol. "I'm a 40-something attorney and mother who lives in a quiet neighborhood with a yard and a garage full of scooters and soccer balls. I'm not the type of person who would normally consider becoming a Satanist, but these are not normal times." Are they not? Are they not normal times? I actually think these are normal times. We always say we're living in such crazy times. I mean, they're interesting times, but the times are interesting generally. The world is very interesting. And I have to disagree with this woman. I think that she's exactly the type of person who would become a Satanist. The type of person who thinks she doesn't really have strong religious views. She actually says here that the Satanic Temple, they're atheists. It's not like they're believing in some spiritual thing. They're actually atheists. They don't think God exists. They don't think the spiritual world exists, okay? But they just think these damn Republicans are so crazy. They're theocrats. They're awful, and we should all be afraid. She says, "I fear that American citizens are inching closer to living in a theocracy or a dictatorship, and that the checks meant to prevent this from happening are close to eroding fundamental despair." And the Satanic Temple, they just believe in fundamental tenets, such as the struggle for justice is an ongoing and necessary pursuit that should prevail over laws and institutions, and that one's body is inviolable, subject to one's will alone. And you know, these are things that we believe, plenty of people believe in them. This is exactly how Satanism operates. You think a Satanist is just like scary people in robes doing all sorts of things? No. No, the greatest trick the devil ever played was convincing people that he does not exist. That's always how the devil has operated. The greatest trick that the devil has up his sleeve, the greatest temptation, is to distract you with the things of this world. Don't need to take my word for it. That's the gospel truth. To distract you, to tempt you with things such as power, which is what this woman is talking about, or filling your physical desires, or indulging your appetites. Christ's temptation by the devil in the wilderness is that. Right? That is how it operates. And when we use these terms, diabolical, or they really are getting at something. Don't you think it's a little weird that all of these people who come from, I guess, different backgrounds, different geographical backgrounds, different political backgrounds, all the political issues on the table, the one that is holding them up, the one that is going to create this chaos for the Supreme Court nomination, is whether or not we have the right to kill 1 million babies. This is not a complicated issue. The issue of abortion is not complicated. We pretend it's complicated. There's a new movie out on HBO Max called Unpregnant. I'll do a review of it coming up. But it's like a buddy trip about going out and killing a bunch of babies. This is not a complicated issue. Do you think a country should allow its citizens to kill 1 million babies a year? No, nobody thinks so. And then there are all these tricks. They say, well, it's not really a baby. It's not really human, not really alive. Yeah, it's all of those things. It's very clearly all of them. I have a sonogram. I can show you. That it's all of those things. Forget about even the philosophical arguments, which are all very clear. Don't you think that's a weird coincidence? Don't you think that's like an odd thing? Shouldn't we be arguing about taxes or foreign policy or actual health care or that? No. Because these diabolical influences, these diabolical people, these people actually joining the Satanic Temple, they know not what they do. I hope you enjoyed that short segment from the Michael Knowles Show. Be sure to check out the full episode linked in the description or download the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts.